That's where Stephanie Ruhle is this morning. She's been talking to voters. We know going in, this is Trump country, so I do want to set that tone there. He does well here. He's popular there. Stephanie, what are you hearing?
Chuck, you said it. Beaver County is an area the president won handily. One of the main reasons, the economy. This region has been suffering, but over the last 3 years, that situation hasn't changed. The coal plant here has closed. The steel mill is at risk of closing if the president doesn't lift his tariffs. So as far as the impeachment goes, yes, people in Beaver County are waking up just like you one day after the impeachment trial has begun. But unlike people in New York or Washington, they're not thinking about impeachment. They're thinking about hoping to keep the jobs they have or looking for possible new jobs. Take a look.
Right now, I don't pay attention to any of that because I have a plant behind me that's going to be idled. So that's pretty much everybody's focus.
I really haven't been following it too much. I'm not into politics. I just kind of do my thing day by day, and what happens, happens.
I have been paying attention, but, to be honest with you, I'm more concerned about, a job. We're struggling here. I still have a family I have to support.
Chuck, this is the difference that I'm hearing. You just mentioned someone who said the evidence doesn't amount to a hill of beans. We're not hearing that. We're not hearing people say it's a hoax, it's a witch hunt, people are out to get the president. People aren't talking about it. People are saying they are struggling. They don't have great schools. They're worried about their jobs. It's not that they don't believe impeachment should happen. It's they're saying they don't have the luxury to think about it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.